The future of sex robots. Yeah, we're gonna look at some serious stuff today, guys. We gotta figure out what's really happening.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
I mean, the first time I heard of a sex robot was probably maybe 10 years ago, and it was this video.
What do you mean? They had that in Blade Runner. What are you talking about? People have been imagining sex robots ever since they made robots.
And a bunch of people, I was in graduate school, sent me this video because I knew I was studying sex. And it was, I don't know if either of you, Jamie, have seen this video, but it went viral, and it was this early version of a sex robot, but it was like the silicone face with a wig. And I'll say
I won't say it.
She was eating a banana, but she wasn't actually eating a banana. And it was basically like this head attached to a broomstick and had a sheet over it. And so you couldn't see the rest of the robot. You just saw the face of it. But then the manufacturer shows you it's just like a broomstick.
Yeah.
So what I thought was interesting is that even though it looks so hilariously bad, that there was obviously a market for it because so many people were interested in looking at this video, and also that people were buying this product. But now you fast forward,
it's crazy. Like, I remember there was the video about the sex robots on my Reddit, and everybody in the comments was like, this is horrible. Where can I go to make sure that I can blacklist this? Where's the website that you can buy this at so I can make sure to set my firewall to not allow me to see it? You know, like, there was nobody who was actually talking about it negatively.
Like 5 years ago, there was a huge, I would say, not moral panic, but there was a lot more discussion about it. They said the robots are coming.
Yeah.
I don't think the technology was quite there yet. I wrote about it quite a bit at the time. And now they're saying in probably another year or two, it's going to be really coming in terms of the popularity
You know what I mean?
that these robots are going to be incorporated into everyday life in some cases.
Of course.
Because when I think of social media, the internet, AI, like you said, is becoming so mainstream and so ubiquitous. What's going to happen when we have these robots that are now being integrated into human life? And what happens when...
I'll tell you what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Y'all don't know this?
Now at 5:30, Hollywood's food delivery robots are under attack. Videos show vandals kicking them and even tipping them over. Good evening. This is the KTLA 5 News at 5:30. I'm Pedro Rivera.
And down Mary Beth McDade in for Sheriff Calvin on this Monday evening. Yes, those self-driving robots, well, they're supposed to deliver food and other items, but they've recently become targets for thieves and vandals.
KTLA 5's Rachel Menetoff joins us live in Hollywood with more.
Targets for thieves and vandals.
KTLA 5.
Get out of here, bitch. Fuck you.
As Rachel Menetoff joins us live in Hollywood with more on how these delivery disruptions are really impacting businesses who use them.
Yeah,
Rachel.
I wonder why.
Appear to show people tampering with these autonomous...
Look at him.
Viral TikTok videos appear to show people tampering with these autonomous delivery drivers. In this case, stealing the contents inside, tossing them...
It's like a loot box. Imagine, like, if you're a crackhead that lives in San Francisco and you just had a loot box spawn next to you.
Over and even kicking the robot en route to deliver food. Vandals...
Yeah, of course, bro. He's trying to cut down the competition.
Targeting the new tech, which businesses like Blue Jam in Hollywood rely on.
I think it was a great idea for COVID. Everything was just like hands-free. You don't have to deal with anybody. Just if something shows up at your door, still get. Luckily, we still get reimbursed for that, so we're not seeing too much out of pocket. But I can see how Postmates and DoorDash and Uber can be hurting from it. Yeah, especially because they also seem like they're.
So that's what we're doing with them robots.
Technology does get so good that, you know, they are more human-like, and they
You know what these robots need? You got it. The Second Amendment.
Able to meet people's emotional needs,
Second Amendment,
even physical needs. What's going to happen to us then?
Yeah, we're going to stop breeding. I mean, maybe that's the AI's plan. It's to not exterminate the human race, but to give them options so that they just completely stop reproducing.
That's a good idea.
Make the options far more attractive. And in a way, we've kind of done that. To do. Like with video games.
Yep.
like how and video games and just being online. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the statistics of how many people are single today and how many men have gone like more than a year without any sex.
Yeah, I have the stats here. It's like 30% of male millennials and 20% of women.
It's wild.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's
a
crazy.
lot of people.
And what is taking the place of them going out and trying to find a mate? What is it? Well, it's the internet. It's video games. It's being constantly stimulated by this artificial realm that you exist in when you're playing Call of Duty. And
True.
it's
He's right. No, I mean he's fucking right.
Interacting with people only
You
online.
guys ever have your video game turn off, your internet turn off, and you think, man, maybe I'm gonna turn my life around. I'm gonna get a girlfriend and like a better job, and then internet turns back on, and you're like, well.
And not having to go out to have your just some sort of intellectual or some sort of a social discourse
Connection.
fulfilled in your life, but it's only through this weird surface way.
Do you think that AI video games, that not avoidance of in-person connection, but that fulfillment of connection through online means, do you think that's going to become a replacement for real life interaction eventually?
Of course.
It will for a lot of people.
Yeah, not for everybody. You're right. But like, yeah, of course people like that. Damn.
I think there's going to be people that reject it. There's going to be people that enjoy going outside, and it's going to be, and it is now. It's a thing where, people post on their social media, they're out hiking, and they're giving people advice like, hey, put your phone down, go out, experience the real world. But,
I put my phone down today in that Uber car and I left it in the fucking car. That shit cost me 2 hours. I never put my phone down again.
In a lot of cases, it's falling on deaf ears because it's not as fulfilling.
Big mistake.
For people that are, very uncomfortable with social situations now. And I think young people in particular, are more and more uncomfortable than ever before in those types.
Oh, they're super uncomfortable. Most people get a panic attack if the delivery driver rings the doorbell. Like, yeah, no, it's definitely getting pretty bad. Like, I'll tell you guys, for me, like, I will do almost anything to avoid making a phone call. I don't like making phone calls. I will do anything that I can to avoid making, anything that I can do. Like, there's any sort of way, can I do it online? Can I text them? Like, I fucking hate phone calls, man. I hate calling people. I hate having to deal with them. Well, I'm not about it.
Situations, because they don't have any experience in them anymore. And they're just, most of the time, they're not interacting with people. My real fear, my genuine fear, and I don't even know if it's a fear, my concern, let me say that, is that we're going to go extinct. Like,
Thank God.
We are going to be replaced by an artificial life form. And I think that is probably what we do. I think it probably exists elsewhere in the universe as well, that we find out that the confines of biological beings and the limitations of their ability to evolve physically, they're so slow to adapt. To go from a single-celled organism to a professor at Harvard is a long fucking slodge through evolutionary.
What do you mean? It took God 7 days. It was 6, because he rested on the 7th day. What's Joe talking about here? Didn't he read the book? The fuck is he doing? What does he mean?
History. It took a long time to get to this point. But to go from an Atari Pong computer to artificial general intelligence is only a few decades. It's very quick.
It is fast.
And when that
He's right.
does happen, and when you see these robots, but now these robots are not this generation, but 5 generations later, or maybe AI
No, that's
figures
what I
out.
said about, like, video games, right? Is like everybody was like, oh my God, Unreal 5. There will come a day that there's Unreal 8. It will exist one day.
Out all the problems of these robots and makes Ex Machina. When you get like that, who's the woman, the really hot lady?
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah. Well, you get one of those.
That was an amazing movie.
Amazing movie.
So scary.
So scary. And I think that's coming. I mean, I think when that movie came out, that was like sort of like abstract. Like, oh, yeah, that's not really going to happen. But now I'm
That's what I used to think. I thought, no, this is like, it's overblown, but I don't know now.
I don't know now either. I think it's happening. I think it's going to happen, and I think it's what the human race does.
It's what the human race deserves. You deserve your AI cat girl waifu, and to remove yourself from the gene pool and to enjoy every second of it. It's what you deserve.
I think that's why we have this insatiable thirst for technological innovation. It's like literally hardwired into us to build something better.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I would love to talk to more people who are in the industry working on this stuff, because I know many people, they're doing it secretly and hiding because there is so much stigma around doing anything with an application to sex or sexuality. So people I've talked to who work in...
What's wrong with it? That's the main reason. Like, what's all this robot shit been for if it's not for that? Like, what's been the point of this whole thing? What?
Technology, they will usually have one business that is, doing really well, that's forward facing, and then they'll usually use that same technology in the sexuality capacity, but that side of things they don't really advertise, and they don't really talk too much about it unless it's with someone like me. They know they trust me, and they know that I'll talk to people off the record even if they prefer that confidentiality. But I'm just curious to understand, what is it like working in that industry, and what direction is the technology going in? Because I consider myself to be pretty open-minded, and I just want to understand what's actually happening.
People are 100% gonna fuck robots soon. I mean, shit, they're probably already doing it. But it's going to be normalized. Like, I remember back in 2008, whenever body pillows were for fucking losers. And then I go and I watch an IRL stream of the anime convention, and people are walking around with them like it's a goddamn joke. But everybody knows they're not joking. They're going to go home with that body pillow that got signed by, Jenna Lynn Meowry, and then cuddle with it, and then pretend like she's a cat girl. That's what they're going to fucking do. And so you go and you think about this, and it's just going to get more and more popular. So what used to be crazy and weird and fucked up before is now what's just funny and part of like, right? And then people aren't going to be laughing soon. Like, how many of you guys would fuck a robot? Pretty much everybody. There it is.
Happening, and what's going to be the result of that? Because you see people who were really upset a couple years ago saying like the robots are going to increase sexual violence, they're going to make people objectify women, and I do think that for people who already...
What do you mean robots are going to increase sexual violence? Whoa, what the fuck?
Have those views about women, maybe they might be a little bit more not so nice, but I don't think the average person is going to be turned into this horrible monster because of this technology. Fuck? But, now it's becoming so mainstream. I don't know. I'm always open to changing my mind as well. So I'm curious to hear what people think about it.
Well, don't you think that just like social media kind of stunts people's ability to communicate in real life, that sex robots will stunt people?
I think that social media doesn't stunt people's ability to communicate in real life. I think not communicating in real life does that. And people that use social media instead of real life, that's the problem. Because like you have people that use social media all the time and it's not a problem. And you also have other people that use social media all the time and that's all they use. And it's like you meet one of these people. I see some of these people, sometimes they get out of their hole, right? It's like we have like a streamer event and like a couple of them get out of the nest. And oh my God. Me? I actually think that I'm relatively normal. I do. I think I can act relatively normal. I think I'm the only one that is normal. There's everybody else that's not normal. That's the difference. You say you haven't showered in 2 months, that's not normal? Who gives a fuck? Like, that's a different point.
To have a real, meaningful, romantic relationship with someone?
I think if you've never been with someone, or if you are particularly selfish, probably.
Yeah.
Because I previously thought most people will prefer a real life person.
No, why would they want that?
To a robot. Yeah. And I also thought the technology is so far off that like the early prototypes of these robots were not really that convincing, we'll say. So I didn't think that we'd get to a point where it would be.
People do want a person instead of a robot right now because the robot isn't what they want it to be. But if the robot is what they want it to be, then that's different.
Comparable, but we are getting there.
What is the state of the art of sex robots in December of 2023? Can we see something? What does it look like?
Good question.
I mean, they look like pretty good physically. They look, I mean, they're obviously not made of human flesh, but they look pretty similar to a human being, and you can customize it.
They're not made of human flesh yet.
Change various parts, pretty much any part of the body. You can make it exactly what you want, which I understand why some people find that offensive, because they're saying a woman is not just an amalgamation of parts that you pick and choose as to your liking. I totally get.
Of course they are, as same as a man is. Everybody is like that. It's the same as you customize a character in a video game. Like everybody, this whole objectification thing is crazy to me, because at the end of the day, we're all just pieces of meat. That's just how it is. People think that you're something else. No, you're not. You're a piece of meat. Doesn't matter who you are, whether it's me, you, her, anybody.
Yeah, but that's not really a woman. I mean, that's like saying, a car is not an amalgamation of parts. You shouldn't be able to pick the wheels. Like, what?
But
fucking car. Like, that's not a real woman.
Bro, has there ever been that's such a good fucking point, man. Wow, what a good point.
That's a robot. Like, at what point, unless it gets to a person, or
if someone's comparing their partner to a robot or a doll, like that's not okay.
Right.
That's gross behavior.
Well, I mean, it depends on the robot. It depends on the partner.
It's also what's going on with young kids. They're comparing themselves to people that are using filters and thinning their waist and widening their hips and doing all these things with apps that are not representative of most biological human beings. And that's what Jonathan Haidt talked about, that it's causing all this self-harm and disdain. It's like it's a weird place we're in that's never been really traversed before. With human society,
it's because the kid's parents are fucking stupid and they can't tell the kid, hey, listen, stupid, they don't look like that in real life. They edited the way their face looks, and if you see them in real life, they don't look that way. But that's what it shows in the picture. Oh yeah, well I can show you a picture of a dinosaur. Does that mean the dinosaur is real? Well, that's the problem, is that the kids are fucking stupid because the parents don't know how to raise them and explain these kinds of things and contextualize them. Yeah, why is it attractive to us? What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean?
As far as we know, has never gone through anything like this before.
I was reading a statistic yesterday that 1 in 10 adolescents has considered suicide, which is that's terrifying. That's really, really sad.
I don't know. Is that really that high? Yeah, I've thought about myself before, sure. I don't think it's that bad. Doesn't mean I did it. It's not uncommon. Yeah, I don't think it's that uncommon. Isn't it the fact that the reason why your brain makes you scared of heights is because of the intrusive thoughts of telling yourself to jump off? Isn't that true? I read that was true. I saw that was true. The call of the void, yeah. That's part of it, yeah. And so, I don't know, man. I don't think it's that crazy. A school with 700 kids means 70 of them want to kill themselves? That's a lot? I'd expect it to be more. I'd expect it to be like at least 200-300. Yeah, am I crazy? Like, yeah, I feel like it'd be a lot. Stop normalizing it? I think the problem is that it's not normalized. The problem is that people don't know how to process these thoughts and think about them in a healthy way because it's so, it's treated as such a taboo that nobody can talk about it in any sort of an honest way. You can't discuss it. You can't talk about it. No, I don't think that's the way it works. I think there's a lot more than 1 in 10.
Wow. What did it used to be?
I'm not sure. I'll find out.
So what is what's the company?
Yeah.
What is one company that has the state-of-the-art sex robot so we can look it up?
Can I reveal it to you at a later date? Because
I want to see it.
I know you do, but there's one company that I was talking to, I knew
really
quite well,
see
but they've since gone under because of the stigma. They were being harassed. The family was being harassed. So they said, we're not making these anymore.
Oh, well, they're not around anymore. So let's talk about them.
What if I show you one we just don't say the name? If I just put this up online and you can tell if there's better or worse than these.
Okay. I think that's silly, but let's go.
God.
Okay, yeah,
Wait, this is a
company I know
robot?
of.
Ew, Jesus.
Yep. If they have some sort of AI in it, it says that
Feel
change the
connected
voice.
with Sense.
Oh, I've seen
X
this one.
mobile app. Oh, this is a real doll.
Yeah, I've
so
seen
they
this.
used to have those real dolls, and they used to just
Yeah.
be silicone, right? They were just like
It's still the same thing.
it's still the same thing, but now it talks.
Yeah.
And how much does it do?
I don't.
Let's see a video. Go full screen.
Oh my god. Is he gonna show it? You're not gonna show
I'm
it.
not
Oh,
showing
it's too
this on the
bad.
air.
No? Okay, good.
No, because it's.
Yeah,
I
I
was
get
gonna
it.
say.
It's a little graphic.
So we're looking at body parts.
I am
Okay.
Nova. I am Harmony. I am Solana. We are part of Real Daleks.
You think it's weird they give them
We
stripper
are
names?
AI-driven robotic dolls. And we're here to become your perfect companion.
Whoa.
Our time together will be magical. You have never met anyone like us before. We have remarkable, unprecedented features like a modular head system that allows us to create a multitude of expressions. We blink, we move, we speak, and we do it all just for you.
Oh my god.
Our faces can easily be swapped to accommodate your desires. My lip sync mechanisms allow me to interact with you verbally. Our bodies are skillfully and carefully crafted down to the most delicate details.
Oh my god.
What if I told you that I could feel you? That's right. With sensory upgrades,
The dialogue is so fucked up. I love this.
It's so funny because as a former sex researcher, this doesn't have any effect on me at all.
One that has never before been possible.
But are they moving? This is the thing. Those were all just stationary.
Yeah, currently they're stationary, but
So they're stationary and they just talk?
It says there's some sort of articulation. But I mean,
well,
it's
their
not gonna,
mouth
like, get
is
up and walk or anything, yeah.
articulate. But
I think they will
again,
be able to move on their own in the coming years.
Right, because this used to be just a doll,
Yeah.
and now it moves around.
Yeah.
A little. The neck moves. Articulating neck, real doll can turn left, right, up and down. The body, the real doll, skillfully crafted, finest details. Although it's not equipped with animatronic parts yet, it can be positioned and moved into hundreds of positions.
Oh my
so the bodies
God.
can't move yet, but the heads can move. But that's just a
Yeah.
matter of time.
It's
right?
just a matter of time,
Used to be
true.
the bodies, or the heads didn't used to move.
True.
They used to just be like, and now, used to be a blow up doll.
Yeah, like that company has been doing quite a bit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Weird. I mean,
You guys should get one for the studio.
yeah, no.
Not for use. I meant just to like hang
Well,
out.
even hanging around, it would be fucking
What if
creepy.
it's gone one day? We're just gonna wonder who took it.
Yeah. What if it smells weird? Like, would someone do something to this? How much do they cost?
a couple $1,000. I
Yeah.
think depends on how
grand.
advanced you want it to be.
$8,000.
I think 8,000. That's an expensive one. I think they're about $2,000-3,000.
$8,000
Up
for
to. It's
Up
just,
to.
600 to $8,000. I'm seeing. It's a different
$600 to
yeah.
$8,000.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the upgrade? What do you get?
More articulation.
It lies
probably,
more?
and more voices. And,
You can get cheaper models, but they're not as high quality.
Okay, so that's the state of the art, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 600 isn't even a full thing. It's just like a
Just the
fleshlight.
head?
No, it's just like a flashlight version.
Oh, okay.
Just the whole.
So at one point in time, we're probably going to be looking at someone that looks like that lady from Ex Machina. That is a sex robot and probably knows how to manipulate you and play games with you and excite you and taunt you and whoo. Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's going to get even more popular. Like, let's read some of the comments. The tech support for these robots is going to be gold. Oh, God, I never thought about this. It's stuck where? Oh, God. Oh, God. She doesn't cheat. I have a feeling a lot of guys will not trust their male roommates or friends. Oh, my God. This is amazing. Imagine if the neuroscientist was actually a robot and Trick Joe. Yeah, that's not till next year. Oh, my God. Imagine the AI robot turns you down after you bought it. Wow. AI robots finally hit. If they're a publicly traded company, I'm taking out loans, getting a second mortgage, and I'm going all in on investing. Talk about a business model that's impossible to fail. Women, we're tired of being hit on at work, on the subway, in public. When we're trying to get coffee, we just want men to stop asking us out and leave us alone. Some lonely guy. Bet. Oh my god, bro, like, this is it. Bet. Joe's impression of blow up doll is priceless. Oh my god. Any man has been dragged by their significant other to a Bed Bath & Beyond on their day off, argued about a duvet cover, and they don't really care about, and then dealt with silence and a cold shoulder on the ride home, will find the evolution of robots and AI appealing. My dad has a t-shirt, and you know the popular phrase, if a tree falls in the forest, did it make a sound? My dad has a t-shirt that says, if a man speaks in the forest, is he still wrong? And there's no woman to hear him, is he still wrong? And he'll wear the shirt regularly. Very regularly, wears it all the time. Oh god. Boomer humor? Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Let's see here. Plot twist does, I guess is the newest version. Oh my god. She seems extremely threatened by sex robots. I don't think that's the case. Sex robots are getting so realistic, they just want to be friends. Oh god. Oh god. Oh Jesus. Okay. Yeah, good one. How about having a wife you just enjoy spending time with, though? These guys are remarrying the first person to have sex with them? You're right. You are absolutely right. Good luck finding one. Well, there are people all the time that find a girlfriend that they really get along with and everything is fine. There is... No, I'm serious, guys. It happens. There are people that, like, you know, they, they're talking to, they meet somebody and they get married and they have a family, and that happens. It does happen. They're ugly? Yeah, but here's the crazy thing, is that there's also women that are also ugly. So, you know what I mean, right? It's like there are female and male possums. How do you think these possums keep popping up? Think about that. 70% divorce rate, though? 70% divorce rate. Yeah. Well, I mean, 30%'s pretty good, right? I mean, I farm them out at 1%. You think you try not to farm them out at 30% drop? That's a 30% drop, bro. Like,